Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to the TMossBoss Rants channel. And in today's rant, I'll make this rant quick because I really don't want to talk on this particular subject anymore. But no, I wanted to rant about Metro buses because the people that drive those buses, like, I don't know if you don't like people, but you shouldn't have a job where you're literally around people. Like, that's what confuses me, that I'm gonna do a job where I'm surrounded by people, but I'm gonna hate everybody that gets on the bus. Like, there's some bus drivers that's cool, don't get me wrong, but there's those ones where I'm like, why did you take this job again? Like, what was the reason? My thing is this, like, what's the number one job for bus drivers? You pick up people, you drop people off. Now, what I don't get is that when bus drivers, they will clearly see somebody running after the bus and they just still keep on driving. I don't get that. That's something where I'm like, I know I'm blind, but I didn't realize bus drivers can be more blind than me. Like, when there's a black man in broad daylight running, I don't know if they get scared or what, but I'm like, at times there are black bus drivers. I'm saying, like, I remember there was one time where I was catching a bus and I'm like, you can clearly see me running. And I'm like, okay, why else would I be running towards the direction of the, like, they call it the transit center. But anyways, why else would I be running in that direction towards your bus? The guy starts driving off. I'm sitting there banging on the door like, hey, yo, like, and he's like, man, you trying to get me in trouble? I'm like, no, I'm trying to keep you, like, having a job. Like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, I could say some things, get smart. Me and this bus driver is getting into an argument. We might say some things, and the next thing you know, we're fighting. But I'm like, don't ask a person questions like that, especially when you clearly see them running after your bus. Like, I'm keeping you from going unemployed. I mean, it's just dumb, like, how bus drivers, like, how some of them just operate. Then there was the one, I had to say, that was probably, like, the most famous moment of, like, all the different moments I've had with bus drivers. But there's this old dude. He, wasn't able to run that fast, but there was a bus that he was trying to catch. So I'm like, ran up to the bus driver, started banging on the door, say, hey, there's this old dude that want to get on your bus. He pointing at his watch, talking about, I'm late. And I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, well, maybe if you wasn't sitting around doing whatever, you wouldn't have been late. So I'm saying, like, because no, the bus driver, so here's the crazy thing about it. Bus drivers will say some stuff like that, right? But will be over off in, like, the area where they park the buses at, just sitting there doing whatever. And I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, well, maybe if you wasn't sitting over there doing whatever, you wouldn't be late. Like, that's a pretty good idea, right? Because I know if I'm, in the like, if I'm, like, in that area of being late and stuff, I'm gonna hurry up and do my things, but I'm also going to make sure I make my money for today. And so, yeah, I was like, that guy, that's some stuff where I'm like, hey, yo, if I had superpowers, I just flipped that bus over and been like, okay, well, now you can't go nowhere, so you really gonna be late. Like, yeah, I think that's probably why, like, it's best, like, if people didn't have superpowers, because I definitely, if I had, like, some, like, laser eyesight or super strength or be able to fly or something, I would have just flew my whole body into that bus. Like, if I had, like, flight and super strength, I just, like, went and pretty much did, like, what is that with Will Smith, Hancock, when he had that car and he was just flying with that. I probably would have did some stuff like that with the bus, dropped it off on top of a building or something. I'm like, now you can't go nowhere. And I'm like, now you got to explain to all these people why you can't go nowhere. Because bus drivers, I'm telling you, they just don't care. And I'm like, maybe you shouldn't have that job if you have a don't care attitude about that job. It's stupid. I'm like, man, there's just some Metro bus drivers. I'm like, it's, bro, like, you clearly see somebody waving the bus down like, hey, yo, stop. That's it. Plain and simple. Like, I ain't even trying to, if anybody, like, wants to try to argue with me on that, I'm not hearing it. So you can argue. I'm not going to care. You could try to defend them. I'm not going to care. You could say whatever you want to say in the defense of Metro bus drivers. Guess what? Just guess. I am still, with any rule book or with whatever, I am not going to care. I'm not. Because bus drivers out here today, it's like, man, you guys, like, you take on that job, but you don't like it. Like, I'm saying, like, I know there's going to be jobs out there that you don't like, but that's probably best to quit. I'm saying, like, but anyways, I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it all wrong. Maybe it's, yeah, you're supposed to work at jobs you don't like and then never do the jobs that you do like. Because I'm saying, like, whatever your passion is If it ain't bus driving, don't go for it. Okay. So, anyways. And that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.